Tier list to stop saggy man boobs. And we're not just building muscle for show. I'm ranking the best and worst chest exercises for functional bodybuilding, where physique meets functional strength and mobility.
How am I gonna rank these chest exercises? Number one, it needs good stretch and tension. A big pec stretch in the lengthened position is gonna equal more gains. Number two, no pain. Especially important for the over 35 crew who wants to keep their shoulders healthy. Number three, simple progression. It has to be easy to overload over time. Number four, a functional fit. Does it help you look good and move well? And number five, adaptability. Can you scale it for injury, equipment, or your goals? Starting off at F tier, the decline barbell bench press. This has a shorter range of motion, weaker chest stimulus, and lower pec isolation isn't really a thing, and there are just far better tools to get the job done. Next, hex press. This feels cool for your triceps and your shoulders, but there is minimal pec engagement. Next up, the plate press. This, again, like the hex press, is mostly triceps and delts, not great for your pecs. Now let's talk about a functional fix. If you need a low angle press for variety, then I would suggest going with a weighted dip and leaning your torso forward. Moving up to D tier. These are just mostly missing the mark. First up, the dumbbell pullover. Unless you've got insane mind-muscle control and perfect technique, you're usually just training your lats in this exercise. Also in D tier, the plyometric push-up. Now, this is good for power athletes, but it's not ideal for sustainable hypertrophy or joint health in our demographic. For a functional fix, if you want power and longevity, use med ball chest passes instead. Moving up to C tier. These are decent, but needs a twist. The traditional flat push-up. Don't get me wrong, these are fantastic for beginners. They're great for travel workouts or warm-ups for more intermediate and advanced lifters. But these are tough to load progressively without using variations if you're more advanced in training.
Stick around to see the simple functional fix that upgrades these from C to B, as well as how to take your push-up all the way to A.
Next is the barbell floor press. The barbell floor press is actually great for protracting shoulders, but it loses that lengthened stretch that we're looking at that was the number one criteria for this list. Now we're moving up to B tier. These are solid, but not king of the chest exercises. Starting out with the barbell bench press. This is the classic. It's easy to overload. The reason it stays in B tier is because ego lifting is often what's wrecking people's shoulders in this exercise. Also in B tier is the incline barbell bench press. If I had to compare flat to incline, I would go with incline because it's better for your upper pec stimulus. Additionally, in B tier is the banded push-up. I went back and forth with this one, whether it belonged in C tier or B tier. Since we put the traditional push-up in C tier, this at least provides a way to overload the exercise for you advanced and intermediate athletes. Now for the A tier. These are your functional workhorses. The flat dumbbell bench press. With dumbbells, you can really work in your own custom range of motion. You can get a great stretch by pulling the dumbbells down past your side, and these are much more shoulder friendly than the barbell variation. On that same token, the incline dumbbell bench press. This one may actually be an S tier movement for myself and for many others. You get great upper pec emphasis. It is still just as much joint friendly as the flat dumbbell bench press, and of course it's scalable with increases in dumbbell load. Also in A tier, strict dips, specifically with a forward lean. With dips, you can get a massive stretch, but form is everything. You have to control your depth to protect your shoulders. And here we are with a push-up variation for A tier, the deficit push-up. And for those of you who are advanced, elevate your feet. I use these in almost every chest workout that I do. There is a surprising hypertrophy potential, and you get a core bonus by having to control your midline. Also in A tier, the good old-fashioned pec deck machine fly. When abducting the shoulders very wide, having a machine to control the range of motion and provide stability is so important. This will get you a big stretch, and because of the machine stability, it can be very joint friendly to isolate the pecs. Last but not least in A tier is the cable crossover. This is the standing variation. Now, standing up, you have a high degree of versatility, depending on where you put the cable machine and the height of those cable stacks, as well as the angle of your torso. You can really hit a lot of different angles of your chest and get a high degree of range of motion. Now moving on to the S tier. These are the big winners for chest development. The incline Smith or machine press. That's right, we're back to using a fixed bar or machine, but the stability of the Smith machine or the chest press machine is gonna provide enough stability, allow you to go very heavy, and stay safe for high effort without a spotter. And for my final S tier exercise, the seated, back supported cable crossover. I mentioned the cable crossover in A tier in the standing variation. By placing a back support in the seated position, you're gonna get even more stability. And with a back support, you can really keep your torso upright and achieve a much bigger stretch in the shoulder, which places more emphasis on your pecs. There is an insane amount of mind-muscle connection available for you in this exercise. Here's the bonus tip that we learned in S tier for functional wins. Machines, they help let you push to true failure without having to compromise form or increase injury risk. Now let me provide some functional bodybuilding context here. In my experience, there is likely no other single exercise that has led to more injuries than the classic barbell bench press over the years. Think about ego, how much you bench, and a limited view of how to train chest has left a lot of shoulders worldwide busted and broken. Look, chest training isn't just about mirror muscles. In functional bodybuilding, we use presses, flies, and push-ups to build aesthetics and reinforce pressing strength patterns for life. Think about getting off the floor, pushing your kid on a swing, or keeping your shoulders bulletproof as you age. So how does all this fit into a program? First, we think about movement patterns. Presses in the horizontal and incline planes, as well as isolation for pecs. Number 2, longevity balance. We pair heavy presses with mobility and scapular stability work. Joint health. We rotate between dumbbells, machines, and cable variations to avoid overuse. And here's a tip for women training chest. Yes, chest training still matters. It improves your posture, it supports pressing strength, and gives a balanced upper body shape. One more women's tip. Opting for presses and chest variations that also train the triceps and the shoulders, such as the dip and the close grip bench press, might be better suited to your aesthetic and functional goals. Here are the common questions that I get. How many chest exercises per week? The goal is 6 to 12 hard sets per week for most people, split across 2 or 3 training sessions. Should I be using machines versus free weights? The answer at this point should be simple. Both work. Machines, again, often let you train harder with less joint stress. Why do my arms take over? This often comes down to fixing your setup, cueing certain movements better, and slowing down on the eccentric or lowering phase of most chest exercises. What's the best chest warm-up? It should involve scapular mobility work, light banded presses, and anywhere from 1 to 3 warm-up sets for your first exercise in your chest training. So there you go. The functional bodybuilding chest day tier list. Whether you're 25 or 55, the goal is the same. Build muscle, protect your joints, and keep pressing strong for decades. So what did I miss? Drop your favorite chest exercise in the comments below, and I might just test it in the next round.